Alright, here we go. So today's workout, it's going to be a couple different sections. We have first a mobility section. So we're going to go through a bunch of different movements, especially to open up the hips a lot. Going through a couple different things on the ground. Then we're going to have 25 minutes of a couple different exercises. So we have a handstand, wall walk up. I'll give you options for those. You can do 10 reps. Then you're going to do pistol squats, 5 reps on each leg. Then you're going to do power wheel or bear crawl, depending on if you have a power wheel or just bear crawling. You want to go about 30 yards with your crawl, and then just repeat those 3 exercises as many times as you can within your 25 minutes. And to finish off, we're going to have 8 minutes of abs. So you're going to set a timer for 30 seconds. 16 rounds, so you'll go through 8 different ab exercises, so 2 times through for each. You're going to go 30 seconds, as many reps as you can get. As soon as the timer goes to 30 seconds, you'll switch to the next exercise, you'll go again for 30 seconds. So you're not really going to have any break, you're just going to have that time between the exercises. Obviously, if you need to stop and pause at some point, you can, but try to go 30 seconds of continuous exercise, and then switch it up another 30 seconds of continuous ab exercise. And I'll go through all 8 of those. All right, so I'll start off just going through the mobility sequence and all the exercises we're going to do. So you want to go about 10 reps or so on each one. The first one is just coming down to a deep squat. So for this one, you're probably just going to kind of go for time, but hold for about 10 or 20 seconds. If you want to push out on the knees to really open up the hips, you can, but you want to get that butt down as low as you can. Make sure your feet stay flat on the ground. Again, you can try to open up the hips a little bit by pushing those knees out. You can work by pushing those legs in and resist back against your arms. Or just kind of sit down in that squat and help open up those hips. Again, about 10, 20 seconds here, play around with opening the hips. Then we're going to do some tree huggers. You're going to be down in the squat position. You're just going to kind of start opening up side to side, so bringing the heel off the ground and get a little bit of a twist. If you need to, use your hands in front of you on the ground for a little support, a little balance. Again, you're just opening up, the hips getting some movement. The next one after tree huggers is going to be a knee drop. So this time you're going to keep your feet flat. Your heel's going to stay on the ground, and you're going to open up the side, push the knee down, and then you're going to go the other side, push the knee down. So again, try to go about 10 reps on each side. If you have trouble with that mobility, if you lean back and put your hand on the ground, it'll be a little bit easier to touch side to side. Then the next one is you're going to add a knee drop and a hip extension. So you're going to still drop that knee down. Now you're going to bring your front knee to the ground, and then you're going to bring your hips up, and you're going to be up on your knees nice and tall. Then you're going to come back down to that squat, go to the other side, one knee down, other knee down, and then extend through the hips. So just going side to side. Again, if you need to, use your hands for a little bit of extra support as you come onto your knees. Again, try to do all 10 reps each way on that one. All right, the next one we have is going to be rolling. So you're just going to get onto your back, bring those knees in as tight as you can, you're just going to roll back and forth. Then after you've done about 10 reps of your rolls, you're going to do a shoulder roll. So you're going to look to one side, put your ear to the floor, get your shoulder flat, try to touch the toes to the ground, overhead. Get as far over into that roll as you can. So even if it's just to bring your feet up and go kind of to the side, that's fine. Try to get your feet all the way overhead if you can. Last one after the shoulder rolls. You're going to come to a half pigeon movement. So you're going to have one leg folded in front of you by your thigh. The other foot is back behind you. Your knees are bent. And then you're gonna push your hips up. Again, you can use your hands if you need to, but you'll push your hips up to that kneeling position. You're gonna switch your feet, and you're gonna come back down. So now you're in the same position, just opposite side. So knees are both bent, one in front, one off to the side. Push those knees down to the ground, extend the hips, switch your feet, come back down. So again, if you need a little bit of help from the ground, that's fine. Push your hands down to give a little bit of assistance on that movement. And we're just going back and forth again. Try about 10 reps on each side. All right, so that's your mobility sequence. Your hips should be pretty far open after you've done that. Next, I'll go through all the variations for our exercises. First one is a handstand walkout. So, first option is just coming down to a plank position and walking your hands in towards your toes. Try to keep the legs as straight as you can. And then walk back out towards the plank. Next variation is coming to more of a handstand. So if you have a bench or anything, you can get your feet on. Again, from that plank position, feet on a bench, you're going to come up into a handstand position. So walk those hands in as close as you can. Get those hips over the shoulders, then back out to a plank. Back in, back out. Last option is find your spot on the wall. Again, you're starting to plank, you're going to walk your feet up, down, back to the plank. You can walk up the wall. Going as close to a handstand as you can. So some of you will get to a full handstand, some of you won't, but you're going to walk up and down from that plank. So 10 reps of those. Then you're going to have pistol squats. First option for a pistol squat is, if you can't do a pistol squat, you're going to start on a bench. One leg squat, so you're going to push one leg off the ground, the other one you're just going to stand straight up. And then you're going to bring both feet down, and you're going to sit back on the bench. Again, you're just pushing yourself up, off the bench. Do 5 on one leg, 5 on the other. If you can. Still using the bench, just start on one foot, come down, touch your butt to the bench, and come back up out of your squat. Next option is hold on to something. So I have the bar here, so you can hold on to a bar. Anything that you have, use that as assistance. So come down to your squat, keep the heel flat, get that butt down as low as you can, other leg is straight, and push yourself up. Again, you have that bar for help. If you have a handle of any kind, like jump gym, TRX, a ring, you can do the same idea. Holding on to the strap as well. Next option is if you have a band, you can hang a band. You can hang it off the monkey bars, anything that you have. The band obviously is a little bit less help, so the farther you step out, the more stretch it has, the more pull it's going to give you. So come down in your squat, come up, again, using as much of that band as you need. Then obviously if you can, doing regular pistol squats, coming all the way down in your squat and all the way up to standing. So you get 5 on each side. Then you're going to crawl. So if you have a power wheel crawl. If you don't, you're going to bear crawl. So make sure to keep those knees low, crawl out and back. Again, trying to go about 30 yards. So depending on how much space you have, you might go forward and backward a bunch of times. You might be able to just go forward. You might go forward and back, one lap, whatever you have room for, but goal is to try to get off 30 yards. All right, last, we have an 8-minute ab sequence. So the first movement in the abs is reverse crunch. It's gonna be on your back. Try to keep the legs straight. You're gonna bring the feet up, pop those hips off the ground, and then bring those legs back down. If you can't keep the legs straight, bend the knees, straighten at the top, bend the knees, straighten at the bottom. Next one we have is Russian twist. Try to keep your feet off the ground. You're just gonna go side to side, touching the ground with your fingers. Then after that, we have flutter kicks. On your back, legs straight, kick the legs, just short kicks, a couple inches at a time. Next one is a seated tuck, hands on the ground, bring the knees in, legs out, bring the hands off the ground or lay the shoulders back, makes it a little bit harder. Then we have a heel touch, so you flatten your back, reaching side to side, touching the heels. The farther away the feet are, the farther you have to reach, harder it gets. Next one is jackknives. You're gonna have your legs straight, bring one leg up, reach up as high as you can. Think about touching the toes, you might touch the ankle, you might only touch the knee. Whatever you can reach, every time as you come up, alternating legs. After that we have bicycles. So opposite elbow to opposite knee, one leg straight, one leg bent, getting that rotation. Last exercise we have is dying roach. So you're on your back, feet off the ground, arms off the ground, and you're gonna shift, you're gonna shuffle around the side. So lift your hips, move them to the side, lift your shoulders, move them to the side. So you can go around one direction the first round through. Next round through, we'll go around the other directions. Again, hips come up, slide to the side, shoulders come up, slide to the side, so you go around in a circle. All right, so those are exercises for the workout. Again, mobility sequence, then 25 minutes as many rounds as possible, then your 8-minute abs. As always, let me know how the workout goes. Any questions? Leave a comment. Let's have a great workout. So let's go.